Hi, welcome to We Wine Whenever. I'm Wendy.
Kelly.
We are talking about Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 9, Episode number 13. And this one is called Rum-ble in the Jungle. And because they're rum tasting and they're in Panama.
Right.
So it's day
They
2.
are rumbling.
Yep, they are rumbling.
That's clever.
It's day 2 in Panama. And we kind of pick up where we left off, that Mia is upset because she found out that G picked up her kids from Jacqueline's house and dropped them off at the old nanny's house, which was 4 hours away in another state.
Yeah. Took us a while to figure out where the hell they were, though.
Yeah. Yeah. And Mia's, is saying that with Gordon, it's a control thing. And because he has no control over his life and no control over his career. So, the children are what he feels like he has control over. Jacqueline, her friend, is there with her trying to calm her down. And she starts calling around and they find the kids and the kids are safe. And, that person that they're with, the old nanny, was the nanny for Mia's older son when he was younger. So, she has a good relationship with this person. This person was like a second mother to her. She said that she was at her wedding, was the mother of the bride because her mother was incarcerated at the time.
She must have gotten walked down the aisle by somebody.
Yes. So I guess I can understand now she's, feeling a little bit better. The ladies are all going shopping for the day. They're going to go shopping. They're going to go rub tasting and they're going to go to dinner. So they get on the Sprinter van. And I don't know how it came up, but Kiarna starts talking about her and Greg. How they've been living together now officially for 90 days. They are building a house together, but it's not done yet. It's going to be a little while, but she moved in with him. Then Giselle brings up to Karen that Ray had told Giselle that Karen has a list of things that he has to start doing to get in her good graces.
Yeah. I didn't need to know that oral sex was one of them, though.
No.
And come on, Karen. Ray is old.
I know.
Come on. If you've retired your mouth, Ray is allowed to retire his mouth. I'm sorry.
I know.
Come on.
I was not. Yeah. Yeah. She said that she's still not going to reciprocate yet because he still has more work to do. What?
If he's willing to do that for you, Karen, at his age, just go with it. All right? For the love of God.
Exactly.
Cut the man some slack.
Exactly. Poor guy. So on the Sprinter van, Jacqueline's sitting next to Ashley and she's telling her what Mia was going through in the morning, with her kids. And, Ashley feels a way about it because she has small children and, an ex. So that the ladies decide that they're going to go hat shopping. They kind of split up again into two groups. I guess this just seems to happen when they go out together,
Yeah, I love when Wendy was walking down the road and she called herself the Godiva goddess.
Yes.
Just to go back real quick, though, I agree with Ashley. Like, if I were Mia, I would have needed to hear my kids' voices. Like, I think later in the episode, we find out that she had spoken to them at some point.
Yes,
but at that point, we didn't know that she had. And I agreed with Ashley. Like, I would have needed my kid to get on the phone and been like, oh, yeah, we're with so-and-so. Yeah, we're good. We're going swimming.
Yeah.
It's Jassie's not on this trip, is she?
No, she's not. She's not.
I don't like that at all.
No. So while they're shopping for hats, it is Mia, Stacy, Ashley, and Kiarna, and they're talking about the kids again. And we also find out that Gordon, after he dropped off the kids, went on vacation himself to Martha's Vineyard.
That's interesting. Who did he go on that trip with?
Yeah.
Yep. And we're going to need more details about the Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there, right?
Yeah. Like, if she don't give it to us during the season, Andy better narrow in on that at the reunion.
I totally agree. Ashley tells Mia that, she doesn't like the things that she had said to her. And Mia really isn't hearing it. I mean, I know that she had gone through a lot that morning, but Ashley says to her, listen, I don't know how to show up for you if, you're not going to apologize for the things you said to me. And Mia's like, so then don't.
Yeah. So, like, if Mia has too much going on to sit down and have a talk with Ashley or Giselle, she needs to keep Giselle's daughter's names out of her mouth then. If you don't have the whereabouts to have a conversation, then don't talk about them. Because
Yeah,
just 'cause you're having a hard time doesn't mean that it doesn't need to be addressed.
right, because then we find out later that she spoke about Giselle's daughters the night before.
The night
Again.
before.
Again. So Giselle's talking to Karen and Wendy and Jacqueline, and they're also shopping for hats, and they're also talking about Mia. And then Ashley shows up there as well after she left the other group. Just kind of fun interaction watching them get hats. And then they decide that they're going to go to the rum tasting, so they all show up there. And Karen says that she's not going to do the rum tasting. Not because she wants to be sober, but she just doesn't want to drink in front of these ladies.
Yeah, and Jacqueline has to put a dig in there, like, why? Nobody's driving.
Right. Right.
I knew Wendy thought that banana bong was a dildo. You could see
You
it right
did?
in her face. Absolutely. As soon as she opened it, she's like, what's this? Like, she was like mortified.
I mean, it would have been the
Little
smallest.
bowl on top. Come on. If
It
you
would have
smoke
been.
weed, you know what that was.
Yeah. And it was so tiny.
And it was probably like ceramic or glass. Like, ouch.
Yeah.
You know?
Like what? Yeah, that was odd, right?
I could tell in her face, though. I'm like, oh, she thinks that's something else.
Yeah. It was funny.
Yeah.
And so then they decide that they're going to play a game. We know how these games go. They're going to pick a name, and they're going to imitate the person whose name they pick. So the first person they picked was Stacy. I mean, she kind of nailed it with Stacy.
She did a good Stacy.
Then Kiarna imitates Mia. I think she kind of nailed it with Mia.
Yeah.
I don't know who did Wendy, but it was, "Can I say something? Can I say something?" Because that's her line. But
Was it Jacqueline? No, Jacqueline did Karen.
yeah,
Was it me?
that one
I forget.
I don't remember. And that was, "Are you done? Are you done?" And that was
Yeah.
Karen.
Yeah.
And then the ladies start talking about Jacqueline and Mia sharing a guy back in the day.
Yeah.
Again, like, how many times do we have to talk about this?
Yeah, and thing is that and then Mia's like, Jacqueline needs to zip her lip and stop talking about it. Mia, you're the one who told the story.
Right. And while they're there talking about it, Mia's just sitting there smiling.
Right.
And like leaving it to Jacqueline to like
Tell
explain.
the story.
Right.
And then she's like, she needs to stop talking.
Yeah. So
What?
Jacqueline says no, that wasn't ink, because Giselle says, "Oh, that was ink." And then Jacqueline's like, "No, I don't remember who it was." And
Giselle said he's a Lunchable. He's here for the community.
Giselle.
He's here for the community.
She's so shady. She really is. But then Mia does finally open up her mouth and she says, "No, it wasn't ink with Jacqueline. In fact, it was his best friend. I want to say there may be some type of foreplay involved between Jacqueline and ink, because the three of us all showered together." Okay, now who needs to shut their mouth?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, you gave way more information than Jacqueline did. Jacqueline was actually denying it at first.
Right. Right. But
she
then
needs to just stop talking, Mia.
But then at the end, we
stand
see at the end, coming next week, that Jacqueline and Ashley kiss.
Yeah.
And Ashley says to Mia, like, "Oh, are you jealous?" And I guess she is. She feels some kind of way about that. So again, like, why? Is there really nothing going on that this has to be the storyline?
Yes. That's exactly what it is. Because Mia's going to
Okay.
make it like she's just, Mia don't give a fuck if Jacqueline's kissing whoever. Why would she care? She's
It
not
doesn't
dating Jacqueline. It's her friend. She's dating Ink and has a husband. Like, I think you got
Yes.
your hands full.
Yeah.
And why is Jacqueline kissing Ashley?
I don't
I thought
know.
you were trying to work things out with your PP. It's all
That's
so
right.
stupid. It's all supposed to be, salacious. So, probably so Jacqueline gets more screen time. Probably.
It could be. I mean, and we know now that it was just announced that Mia is no
Mia and
longer
Ink,
with Ink.
yeah, they're done.
not together.
And she's posting with Gordon.
Right. I mean, that's this week. Well, I mean, by the time the reunion, they didn't film the reunion yet, did they?
I don't think so. I don't think they did.
I don't think they did either.
We didn't see any looks.
No, we didn't. And we have to find out if Karen even shows. I don't think she's going to show.
You're right. Yeah.
I
What
am
episode are we on?
13. I think didn't I just say 13?
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
New York, we know
13.
New York got cut short.
Yeah.
So Potomac might be a couple more weeks. We might get a couple more episodes. Plus, it wasn't on last week.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. We'll
Oh,
have to
we
wait and
got some
see what
time.
happens.
Yeah.
We'll have to wait and see what happens. So after the rum tasting, the ladies are going to dinner, but they have to change into their dinner outfits in the bathroom at the rum tasting place. Like
It was a little odd.
that.
I don't
When?
know, but I need room when I can't do that in a bathroom stall.
No.
Hopefully they had like an area for them to go change and they weren't really in a bathroom stall.
Oh, I think they were in a bathroom stall. I think
Or
there was 2
each
stalls.
take turns going into the van and doing it in there because I need room.
And according to Wendy, it was the clothes that they bought that day because I heard Ashley say her dress needs to be steamed. It's wrinkled. It just so stupid. You know what it was? It was just so low budget. It was low budget is what it was.
It was low budget.
And I don't like that. I don't like it. So at dinner, Stacy says to Kiarna that she's heard.
Real quick, before that, Mia could call Ink on the bus. You hear her call Ink?
Yes.
And then she
Yes.
said she might just go see him right after this trip. So, listen, I'm not going to say she's not worried about her kids because I'm not going to put that out there because I don't believe that. I do think she's worried about her kids. But most moms, after having such a traumatic experience, would want to just go home to see their kids when this trip was done.
Right. But
That's
she's going
my
to stop.
personal opinion.
Going to stop in Georgia because that's where her other son lives.
Which I don't even believe that.
Listen.
No, does he live there?
That's what she said. Yeah.
Why
her
does
other son
have him with her? She did the first season.
We only saw him once. Her other son lives in Georgia. And that's what she said. And Ink is right around the corner. Yeah. So that begs the question is, why is her other son in Georgia?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I didn't even know that. I thought she had custody of her oldest son. At least in the first season, I thought she did. Oh. More questions to be asked at the reunion.
Exactly. So then they get to the dinner and Stacy asked Kiarna that she had read something about her court case and she wanted to know how it was going. And Kiarna says, well, it's going well. I have a court date. And Giselle says, wait, what are we talking about? And she said, well, I'm suing Deborah. And Giselle's like, oh, that's still going on. And she said, yeah, it's still going on.
I don't think that's fair that Giselle asked that because she got physical with her.
Right.
Well,
I don't think
that's fair of a question. Like, oh, that's still going on. I think that's shady.
Maybe because of how long it's been since it happened, she thought it could have been over.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, you know what? Because when they were talking about it on Wendy's birthday trip, Giselle wasn't there. When they were talking about it at breakfast,
right? No, she wasn't.
Got upset. Giselle wasn't there.
No, she wasn't there. And Kiarna says in her confessional, it's a part of her healing process. She started this, and she wants to finish it, and I don't blame her. This is her own personal journey. And Giselle asked, "Well, is it criminal or civil?" And she's like, "Well, there's two. There's two cases. It's both criminal and civil."
Right.
And Giselle's like, "Well, she doesn't have any money." And Kiarna's like, "Well, that's her problem." And then Giselle's like, "Well,
what I think will happen, and I believe this is in New Jersey, is your homeowners, and she'll go after the homeowners insurance."
Well, what do you mean? Who says she has homeowners insurance? She assaulted somebody.
If she has it, yeah.
I don't think so.
You can do that. Absolutely.
How?
I'm not going to give names, but someone years ago, when I was in high school, there was a fight that broke out, and a teacher tried to break up the fight between two people and got in the middle and wound up getting hit. And that teacher sued one of those students' parents and went for their homeowners, and their homeowners insurance had to pay out. That's in New Jersey. That happened. This is over 20 years ago, 30 years ago now. I can't believe how old I am. But I don't know if it's still like that, but I believe it is.
I would be surprised if it is, to be honest with you. I know I have an extra umbrella coverage for my homeowners and auto insurance. So if anything is not covered, I have an extra policy that covers other things that are not covered.
Right.
So I don't know, but whatever happens is going to happen. And like Kiarna said, that's her problem.
Yeah.
It's not my
Yeah.
problem.
Listen, I don't blame her one bit for
I
going
don't
after
either.
her.
I
She
don't
was
either.
publicly humiliated on national television.
Yeah.
And has a scar.
And it's on her face.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like it's on her arm or her leg. It's on her face.
Mm-hmm.
I don't blame her.
Me neither. I really don't.
Mia then tells the rest of the ladies what happened in the morning about, Gordon taking the kids 4 hours away and dropping them off. Now, how many times have we heard this story now? This is the fourth time we've heard it, right? Wendy chimes in this time and says, listen, I don't think him being around at this moment is what's best for your kids. And, Ashley kind of chimed in too, but her and Ashley really aren't in the best place. But I agree. I don't think it's what's best for her kids. What Mia said when Wendy said that is like, well, what am I supposed to do? Well, you have custody of them.
Right.
I mean.
And what Karen said was interesting, that
right.
her ex tried to do the same thing.
Right.
And she got in her car and went after him.
Right. Now, I mean, again, she's in Panama, so she can't just jump in her car, and she found out about it after the fact. And I don't know if you want to get the police involved when you are out of the country.
Right. Right.
But she could certainly have something when she gets back, put into place, right?
Yeah.
And then Giselle brings up about her kids, that she wants her kids to be in a safe place. And, she says to Mia that she found out that last night that Mia doubled down at the table about what was said about Giselle's daughters. And then Mia said, well, I apologized to you. I mean, it was off camera. And Giselle's like, yeah, but if you really meant the apology, then why would you have done it off camera? Why wouldn't you do the apology on camera?
Right. Because everything she does is for TV.
Right, right. And then, Mia says, well, I apologized, and I'm apologizing now, and I do what I think is best for my children. And I don't want to be scrutinized for people thinking that I'm not authentic. If you don't like it, then you don't like it. This is how I'm going to behave, and this is how I'm going to, I guess, parent my children. And then Ashley goes on to say that, I think what Mia is doing is in an unconventional way, the things that she's doing, and that it's not in the best interest of all parties. And she's referring to the kids without really saying that.
Right. Right.
And then once again, Jacqueline is trying to stick up for Mia.
She's got to stop. She's got to stop fighting Mia's battles for her. She has to let Mia speak for herself. Like, listen, I know you're trying to get your spot on the show, Jacqueline. This is not the way, though. Please stop.
Right.
Please let her fight her own battles, because she's got a big fucking mouth that she likes to run. So let her defend herself.
I completely agree.
I completely agree. Annoying. And then Mia calls all of them miserable bitches.
Yeah.
And honestly, out of all the franchises, I don't think they are.
No, I don't
think
either.
Robin was, but now she's gone. And we have a lighter group of... Wendy certainly isn't a miserable bitch. Wendy is living her best life, the Godiva goddess.
Yes, no, I agree.
Ashley's doing well. Giselle's doing well. These are not miserable bitches that you're effing with right now.
No. And then somehow they get on the topic of discussing the color of blonde hair that Mia's wearing. Like, how did that happen?
613 must be a wig color. Like, it must be, a wig, there's a million types of wigs, obviously, but 613 must be like a shade of blonde.
Okay.
Stacey was hysterical when she was... And I agree with her. I think that Karen pulls it off well. I love Giselle's hair color. I think Giselle's hair color is so perfect for her. And I also think that Ashley can go many different shades, but I don't think she should go that blonde either. I actually loved Ashley's confessional look tonight with the red hair.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
I agree.
Hysterical when she was going on.
And then Mia says that she hasn't worn that color in many years, or since she was did she say entertaining? Because it came back to when she was stripping. I don't know.
Yeah, I forget what the word she
Yeah.
used, but somebody said it when you were
Yeah.
stripping.
I think it was Giselle. So, Mia then goes on to say, I'm here to celebrate, and this is no liberation at this table. So then all of a sudden, Karen feels like she's going to be like the person of reason. And she said, I think Mia would agree that, she has some work to do to repair some relationships with people at this table. But, we're going to leave that on her. And Mia says, however you guys feel, your feelings are valid, but I just have things that I need to focus on now.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I agree that she does have things, but like you said earlier, if she has those things to focus on, then why does she keep bringing up Giselle's daughters?
Exactly.
Who have nothing to do with anything and
No.
are beautiful, successful young women,
Right.
making their mom proud.
Right. And why would you want to like mess that, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, why would you want anyone thinking any less of Giselle's daughters?
Right.
Because they are all of the things you just said they are. They're women, like young adults entering into womanhood. Why aren't you trying to like inspire them? And I don't know. It's just a messy thing to say about someone's teenage daughters that they were sneaky, but everybody fucking did that. If you weren't sneaking out, you were sneaking someone in. Like, we all did it.
Right.
I'm sure Mia did it.
Oh,
So
100% Mia did it.
yeah. So what, like, it shouldn't even be a thing right now. It shouldn't even be a thing. And she keeps bringing it up.
She does keep bringing it up. We'll have to wait and see what happens. I wanted to bring up because we talked about on our last episode about a bunch of goings on, and we had talked about Jersey Mike's incident with Jen Aiden, and we had just talked about the episode prior to that about the boat, the cruise ship. Well, Jen Aiden has been kicked off the cruise ship, and now they're saying there will be a special guest housewife.
Surprise housewife, yeah.
Yes, they have to find somebody to take her spot.
Yeah. I mean, who the hell's going to go? I mean, they're going to have to get somebody from a different franchise. They can't get anybody from Jersey. Maybe Jen Fessler, but I don't know.
Jen Fessler
would go, but I don't know if she's a big enough name to draw. I mean, Jen Eden isn't either.
Yeah.
Did you see the video of her talking about her luggage? And she's like, I don't know. I guess I have a couple of phone calls to make. So
yes.
I commented, a real celebrity would have somebody to make those phone calls for them. I'm trying not to comment, but I couldn't help myself on that one.
Sometimes you just have to. You just have to. Today was Rachel Fuda's baby shower.
I saw the pictures.
The videos, they look like such a fun time.
All look beautiful, all those girls.
Yes. I think they had, it may have been, Marge may have did. I think that there was a drag queen performing there too. And I heard them say, I think Marge may have arranged for that, which was great.
Sure.
And it was funny because when Danielle was posting, because it was Danielle's story I saw it on, she's Rachel's sitting in front of her and she taps her on the shoulder. She's like, I'm so glad we're friends. And Rachel's like watching the show and she's like, what? And then she said it again. She's like, oh, okay. Like,
Danielle said it to her?
Yeah.
Funny. So it was Danielle, Margaret, Melissa,
Jen Fessler.
Jen Fessler was there.
Jen Fessler was there. I think Dolores was there. I saw Brittany. Wait, was Dolores there?
I only saw Melissa's post. I don't think I saw Brittany or Dolores. I don't see why they wouldn't be there, but
I saw Lisa Simpson's post too. Her sister, Melissa's sister was there.
I did see Melissa's sister was there.
So maybe, I don't know where I saw all the people, but I think that's who was there. But it looked like a beautiful baby shower.
Yeah.
I think those girls are so excited to get a little brother.
They're so cute. Girls.
They really are. I love her videos. I love watching her little videos, talking to them and them saying what's going on. I mean, they're just adorable.
Yeah, they really are.
I'm trying to think, was there any other breaking news today on Housewives?
I love that Jen got fired from the ship. She got thrown overboard. That's fantastic. I mean, tell me you're fired from Housewives without telling me you're fired from Housewives.
Yeah.
She's got to go.
Yeah. It's just such a bad look. It's not even for housewives, it's a bad look. It's just a bad look as a human being and a mother.
You can't come. Aiden Plastic Surgery turned off their comments.
Yeah, I saw that.
Because I just went, because I follow him because I like the before and after pictures.
I like the before and after pictures too.
So just for the hell of it today, I'm like, one of his things came up on my feed and I'm like, let me just see if people are commenting about his wife. And it said comments are limited on this post and you couldn't comment. One thing I wanted to bring up, I was watching the most recent Southern Charm. Did you watch it?
Did not watch the most recent one.
Okay. Well,
But you can bring it up. Go ahead, bring it up.
Well, this is all I'm going to say. So Whitney, Shep, Austin, Madison, and then a couple of other people, not main characters on the show, go out to dinner for Patricia's birthday. And they bring up Craig, who was not invited, which is part of the episode. And just the way Whitney and Patricia were talking about Craig, I thought, it's so interesting to me because obviously Patricia's got more money than she'll ever know what to do with. And back when Craig was first starting his pillow thing, you watched it. You wound up watching it from the beginning, right?
No, I didn't.
Okay. So way back in the day when Craig was starting his pillow thing, Patricia was going to give him an opportunity to I don't know if she was going to go into business with him. I don't know what it was, but he messed it up. He screwed it up. And then Patricia was starting a lifestyle line. And she went on Watch What Happens Live and she kind of shaded Craig about his. Well, I would imagine that more people know about Craig's lifestyle line than Patricia's. And I don't even think she has it anymore. And you could just tell at this dinner that Patricia's to me, it seemed not that she's not jealous. She's not envious. I'm not saying that in the least bit because, again, she's got more money than she'll ever know what to do with. But it almost seemed to me like she was a little bitter at how successful Craig is.
That's interesting.
And I think Whitney co-signs it.
Well, because Whitney has nothing going on.
Nothing going on.
I mean, he has absolutely
he's just
nothing going on.
Inherit a shit ton of money.
He has nothing going on. So what makes him look better is to tear somebody else down. And I cannot stand people like that. I can't. I can't. I mean, speaking of that, the Craig and Paige breakup, it's so interesting that the comments I see out there about it. People have very strong opinions about Paige and Craig. They either are like you and believe that Paige led him on, or think
people are coming a little hard for her. I admit. Yeah. I don't feel that strongly about it.
And that Craig is such a great catch and he's going to get somebody right away. And, she's going to regret this because of her age. Listen, they are two adults in their 30s. They're both in their 30s and they made this decision and it is what it is. It just amazes me.
I mean, they might get back together. You don't know.
I don't think that they will. I mean, you don't know, though. Listen, we don't know what's going to happen. The other thing that I was looking at today that also amazed me, we had talked about Lisa Vanderpump a couple weeks ago. And all of a sudden, there are so many LVP lovers out there. I didn't realize that this many people
commenting on our post.
Yes.
I know. I noticed that. Yeah.
I was and I even put it on there. I was I really didn't. I mean, it's either you on the comments, it's either they love LVP or they don't like her. There was no middle ground. And I didn't, because she hasn't been on for several years. And even her role on Vanderpump Rules was so minuscule.
Yeah.
But I was so surprised as to how many people felt so strongly and that they all think that Lisa Rinna did the Munchausens. They all think that Dorit was, Puppygate. They don't see Lisa's Vanderpump's hands in any of it. And I was like, wow, that's interesting. It's very interesting to me.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I noticed that too. I'm like, that I never, didn't realize he had such a strong fan base.
Yeah. And the other thing I had noticed is, I don't even know exactly what post it was on, but there was some people arguing about something and about their opinion. And I just commented back to both of them, listen, you guys are each allowed your own opinions. There's no need to argue about it. You could feel one way about it. I can feel one way about it. Who cares? We're talking about a housewife TV show.
Exactly. Like, let's keep it real. This is what we're discussing.
Yeah, it's just, it's just for entertainment. Like, don't take anything personal. You're entitled to your opinion. You
Yeah.
don't have to apologize for it. Just, you want to comment.
Right. And, the thing with Paige and Craig is he has a great catch right now. And he's done it, but he's done a complete 180. Craig wasn't always like this. Craig was like Shep and Austin.
Right.
So Paige certainly brought out a better side of him. There's no doubt. And he is a great catch right now. But he
wasn't before. Right.
He wasn't before.
He was a player.
Yeah. So
he was a player. And like she said, like I had mentioned, on the last podcast, is that he gave her confidence that she needed because she was in a bad relationship when she was a lot younger.
Right.
Yeah. Now she's where she wants to be and she's happy. And there's nothing wrong with that.
No, not at all. So they served a good purpose for each other. That's for sure.
Yeah. So we'll have to wait and see. This should be a fun week. I believe Southern Hospitality may be starting this Thursday.
It started. There's one episode already. There's only one episode. So Southern Charm was new this past Thursday. So
okay.
I had Southern Charm and Southern Hospitality. So maybe it started this past Thursday. I don't know, but there's only been one episode.
Okay.
It was good.
All right. So I guess I have to watch that.
Yeah, watch it.
All right. Are we going to talk about it? Well, I guess we'll talk about it kind of as we talk about it.
Yeah.
We won't do a separate episode on it. We'll just kind of.
Right. Tessa's
like,
right. What is this? I'm like, it's like the new Vanderpump Rules.
Yeah, it is. It is. I was surprised because I haven't seen the episode yet, but I was surprised that Maddie and Joe Bradley are a couple.
I didn't even know it until I started watching the show. I'm like, because I feel like I follow, I don't follow Joe, but I follow Maddie on Instagram, and maybe she didn't post until the episode dropped.
I think I follow either one of them, but I read this whole article about it. Like it happened shortly after the Danielle thing in Luann in New York.
Yeah.
And listen, we wanted them to be together.
I did.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Yeah, I am curious to see how, like I said, I didn't watch it yet. I'm curious to see how this turns out, but
yeah,
I'll watch it and I'll give you my opinions.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll definitely talk about it. Like you said, I don't think we need a whole episode, but
yeah,
we'll bring it up.
All right. Sounds good.
All right.
Until next time, thank you for watching and listening. Bye.
Bye.